A highlight for me is the challenge of the next mediation, and I've been involved in many different kinds. Some which are obviously commercial based and maybe, for example, a banking dispute or an insurance dispute, and right through to environmental matters which are very complex. It may be in relation to concerns about a nuclear reactor or an oil spill, and there might be community issues, concerns, commercial matters that arise from these, claims that are made in relation to perhaps property or health or contractual matters. So having a broad spectrum such as that, it's really difficult to find a highlight. But what I find really is the whole idea of engaging with the parties, working out how you can be adaptable to their needs within problem solving for the dispute, because I find that problem solving is really contextual. For me, I suppose if I had to pick highlights, it's really being engaged in the very complex matters where you have people from different cultures, from different jurisdictions, with different legal issues, but also the essence, what that essence is in respect of a dispute and what the parties are really looking for to find their goals in any resolution. Well, I think that's an interesting thing. I think probably my reputation is one where I'm pragmatic and fairly practical about things. So, but I always say to all parties, it's your dispute. So whatever you need, whatever the issues are, let's work with them. So I find that it's important for preparation, for people to work out the information gathering, because I find there are a number of different phases in a mediation. And if we can sort out the preparation, the information gathering, the exchange of not only the information, but perhaps ideas about options beforehand. So sometimes I will hold preliminary conferences by telephone often, or in person if required, so that we can work out that preparation. Sometimes the parties are involved, but other times lawyers are involved as well, or whoever the representatives are. And then we work out the best way to approach it. So I would say to everybody, what do you need to know from each other to be in a better place to assess the matter to see if we're able to find a negotiated agreement? So what they find with me, I suppose, is rallying the ideas, finding out what a practical way forward might be, designing the process, engaging them in taking, I suppose, some responsibility for where they're at, but also where they're to go. And I also find that in the phases of mediation, such as information gathering, option generation, or finding a solution, I always take them a further step if I can to the durability of any remedy or solution they might agree to. Because it's all very well to hear that there is an agreement. What one wants is an agreement that will hold into the future. And in commercial matters, it's very important, particularly if there's a continuing relationship. And I always say to everybody, we're all human. Things can happen, mistakes can be made. It's very important to be in a position to solve those once you leave here. Once the door shuts after a mediation, we all want to know that it's going to be workable. When it goes to a third party to make the decisions, it changes the dynamic somewhat. So when you ask me about what I think about mediation and international commercial disputes, and also what might be the best dispute resolution process, I go back to that, and I have to say that not only is it important that people engage in the processes, but feel that they have ownership, feel that they have control over the outcomes because it's their dispute. And perceptions of fairness and justice are very important, whether they are within the judicial system and our legal framework or outside of it. And so particularly for international commercial disputes where you might need to have cross-border enforcement of contracts, or you have different cultural aspects, different legal systems, whatever they may be, it requires even more, I think, of people sitting at the table with a full understanding of the issues to be able to work forward and make sure that that agreement is reached, but also that it will be implemented and that it's durable. So for me, I think mediation is very well adapted for the commercial international scene, but also because the parameters are so broad in what can be achieved at the table.